Let's get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts, Jessy Martin.
Because 90% of them are wrong. They're fucking wrong.
Max Taman.
You've got a plate of shit and you've got a bowl of shit. They're the same thing.
Scott Hartley.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
John Taman.
What the hell was I talking about?
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
And now, the world's worst podcast host, John Taman.
Hey, I might be the world's worst podcast host, but you're here. Nice to see you. Very happy to see you. And if you're watching later on in the week, very pleased to meet you. My dog is thrilled about it. And to be quite honest with you, my dog saw a cat maybe an hour and a half ago, and he has not stopped fucking barking at the memory of it yet. And he won't. So that's just the way it is. Jesse, how you doing today, my friend over in Southeast Virginia? Jesse Martin, how are you?
I'm doing good. A little tired, but
A little tired.
Glad it's the weekend.
I'm glad it's the weekend too, and there's really tomorrow. There's the Army-Navy football game. And it's not like there's no playoff.
There's the Celebration Bowl. All right.
The Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, Jackson State and Florida A&M.
What are we
Can't
celebrating?
wait for that one.
What are we celebrating?
It's the HBCU game, Dad.
It's just the general celebration of everything.
Yes.
All right, cool. So you can just pick whatever you want to celebrate and watch the football game. Scotty, down there in in I'm sorry,
Argyle. And
I get it.
Uranus.
You are in South. You're in Western United Kingdom. There. How are you today, sir? And how are you
in northwestern England? Yes, I am good, my friend John. It's great to be with you boys. Been a long time off. The bye week hits hard, mate, when you're not podding.
I missed you guys.
You got some itch or something you were wanting to talk about. I think.
I did have an itch. And I'd show you right now, but I really don't feel like getting up. I've got, so
yeah.
Thank you.
That's the way it is. And of course, down there, who I would call to scratch this itch if I needed somebody to come help me would be Max Taman down below.
How we doing?
Mm-hmm. And you would do it.
You're right, because you made the deal with me when I was like 7 that I changed your diaper, so you changed mine.
There you go. And if you haven't
Max,
made that
did you get
deal with your
another
son
haircut?
yet,
No.
It was the same one.
Well, I don't know. A couple weeks ago, I did.
yeah, he's
I don't
looking
know.
rather sharp.
That's like your barber's getting paid large. What is going on? It's like it's Christmas. Happy
No, I
days.
go to my Christmas. I got my haircut Friday, so when we saw each other on Saturday afternoon, I had it. You were just seeing me at a weird angle.
But you cut the fro off like a month ago.
The fro.
No, that was like 6.
That was like
Yeah, like a full-on fro. I wish I could grow one.
Yeah, my hair grows. I mean, Scott, in your heyday, you probably could.
Too.
Man, I don't know,
I really
mate.
don't want to. Trust me,
We'd tell
my
that
hair was long. It went like.
My hair comes from the front.
All right, so as
know
long
we
as
talked
we're on
about hair,
that sort of thing, I will say that today, of course, Scott's appearance is brought to you by Abner Wu. Abner Wu. What are the holidays without some delicious dick? Abner Wu's festive frozen spotted dick is sure to please all the dick lovers in your house this Christmas. Just pop it in the oven, and when the cream comes to the top, it's all done. Jim sure loves his dick the old-fashioned way, but Abner Wu's delicious international variety pack gives Sally the chance to try a new dick every Christmas. Whether it's the big American spotted dick or the smaller Asian flavors of spotted dick, everyone is sure to have the dick they want this Christmas. Get your Abner Wu festive frozen spotted dick today, available in your grocer's freezer. And thank you for sponsoring, Scott, as always, Abner Wu Industries. All right, so there we go. Wait a minute. What am I doing? Cancel. Hold on a second. I'm stuck here.
For fuck's sake.
It's been a week and a half.
It has been a week and a half.
I tell you what, though, John, I do like a spotted dick. It is decent. I mean, with custard, then it's for winners. I tell you.
Put it in the oven till the cream comes out at the top, and it's ready to go.
No. You add the custard afterwards. It is a cake, a sponge cake with dates and raisins. Just for those who've never had it before. It is
I'll tell you
something.
It's pre-drilled in the top, and if your date doesn't work out, you can. Hey, what's up, Chris? Man, hey, it's professional creative comedian Chris Hopkins. What's going on, brother? Good to
Scott,
see
do you know
you.
who Ron Mexico is?
I do know who Ron
Not
Mexico
you. I asked Scott. Golly.
Oh.
Scott, joined the NFL fandom in 2013.
He doesn't even remember Michael Vick as a player, I don't think. No,
I do.
but
I know Michael Vick.
Michael Vick had herpes, and that was the name that he used to get his prescription filled so that he wouldn't get all embarrassed at the freaking pharmacy. Ron Mexico here to pick up my medications. Jesse, what name do you use when you pick up your herpes medication?
Martin Jesse.
Multiple. Yeah, Martin.
Multiple? All right, I'm sure they know you all over the place.
Martin Daniel. Jessy.
All right, well, let's see here. What do we got? We are in the general bullshit session of our podcast here. So for any of you out there that are filled with some general bullshit, please feel free to.
Can we just say general bullshit was that game last night?
Oh,
no shit.
terrible.
The weather wasn't great for Scott. That's a vacation day, but oh god, that was just a bad offensive showing all around.
I am the worst gambler in the world this year. Anything I touch, it's turning to shit. Over 48.5 points with those two teams, you would have thought. But no, they couldn't even fucking score a touchdown. They couldn't even fucking score a touchdown. Matt Stafford showed up and said, you know what? Fuck this.
You're not very good at fantasy either this year. So.
No, I'm not really good at fantasy this year either. So we might as well go ahead and have a Yanks versus Wanks updates there because this is the last one that I'm going to participate in. My season is over. Which makes Jesse... Yeah, right.
Surely Abnu is Dick of the Week, is he not?
Dick of the Week. I'm going to catch some shit for this, I think. Abner Wu's Asian style. Spotty dick.
Jesus.
I am. But for all of you out there that are going to give me shit, you're just a bunch of Americans. So feel better about yourself. Here you go. All right.
Well, fantasy, we got one more game left in the regular season. It really doesn't. This week really doesn't mean anything. The playoffs are set, and
doesn't it mean anything for home field? I mean, what if you get to play fantasy football in front of your own family and shit?
I am the number 1 overall seed, and
Jesse showed up for the Yanks.
You got the same record as I have. You just scored more.
Yeah,
points.
but I got more points. So
and
I beat you.
That makes you
so,
right.
Tiebreaker. Correct, John. Correct.
So we got myself, Scott, Mark, and Joseph is the final 4.
Three Brits, one Yank. Come on.
Yeah.
It sounds all biblical and shit. I think we've been God squatted, Max. I've been thrown out of the playoffs by these God squatted.
Wait, there's no Scott in the Bible.
Yeah, that's true. Saint Scott, there isn't one.
Saint Scott.
I mean, poor Yam.
Well, there's no Saint Yam either. That's for damn.
Well, I mean, Yam scored the most points in the league.
And he missed the playoffs?
Yes.
Damn, Yam.
Yeah.
That's what you get when you've got 2 high-powered running backs. That's about it.
He scored the most point and went 7-7.
Well, he did spend a lot of time.
I do want to say that
so.
I did come on top of you in the standings. So
I don't even want to hear anything like that. For God's sakes, I gotta go to sleep tonight.
There's still one more game left to play.
Christ.
There is one more game.
Well,
one more regular season game left to play.
Who has the bye? Okay, well, Pops is playing Scouse, so
yeah, I get to play Scouse. Scouse is playing for some pride here because he got mad at me this year for making a trade offer that has turned out to really look not so bad in retrospect.
Yeah, well, he's out.
I know, but my guy. He played all right, but the fact is that frickin' Jefferson fell off the table. I don't know where he disappeared to until last week.
He didn't score for 2 weeks, for 2 months.
He didn't score for
so
seven
Cooper Kupp scored a fat 0 points, Max. Sorry about your bad luck. You were talking about the game last night, and I mean, I had Kyron Williams in both of my big fantasy leagues, so he did okay. I mean, I think he got 15 points or something like that. Yeah, 15 points. So,
did you see that Jameson Williams confirmed that him and Kyron Williams are cousins? They're first cousins.
Really?
That's crazy.
Does Kyron know this? Jameson just had a couple of whacks in the head. His name's Williams. My name's Williams.
But yeah, that's pretty much the fantasy update.
There you go.
I'm the best American.
There you go. He's the best American. There's your
And
Yanks.
nobody else is. No other Yank is. Above
4
500.
games of you.
I don't know, man. I have a pretty good percentage, must say.
You're 6-8, dude.
Well, I mean, no. I thought we were talking about something else.
Oh God.
Oh, wow.
All right.
There's that American dick again.
I do believe that takes us beyond the general bullshit part of the show today and
Probably.
the Eggs versus Wangs update. So, congratulations to all you fuckers that made the playoffs. I don't want to hear from you again for another goddamn year. Except for you, Scouse. I'm coming for your fat
Until
ass
August.
this weekend. And he's coming for my fat ass, too. It's what he just said.
Thanks for all that's in the chat right now. We got newcomer Chris. Glad to have you.
Chris has been around for a long time.
Nate from
How is he? That's a good old
District Deluxe. Thanks for being here. Brian, thanks for being here. And those listening on Twitter, move on over to YouTube.
Yeah, come on over here.
pretty
You
easy.
can talk with all of us and everything like that.
Pretty
Well, you can talk with
easy.
Scott because he will angrily type on the computer. You will hear him go. That's for damn sure. All right, so give us a stadium deal update. So what's going on with this, Jessy?
Yep.
This has to get done before
By
the
next
20th of
week.
January, right? By next week.
No,
Yeah.
next week.
Before they
go-
Because
okay.
they
Go on holiday.
yes, it's the last session, and if it doesn't get done next week, then I guess we're probably going to stay in Maryland, which I think they should boycott Maryland altogether because Maryland are trying to
I live in Maryland.
pull some bullshit.
What?
So fuck the Maryland politicians and everybody that pays taxes to Maryland.
Well, they are also
hey.
looking for all those people that are in Prince George's County that make money off of the stadium being there.
Yeah, the moment you
but-
go into
but-
Virginia,
but
your
there's
bird's
Not too
gonna
very
hurt.
many because there's not too many. There's no restaurants anywhere nearby. It's the Beltway, and then you're in the stadium.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I understand what they're trying to do. What's best for their constituents and their place. But the fact of the matter is, this team belongs in D.C.
Sure, it does. And I think Moore said today that he wouldn't politically stand in the way.
No,
what
I
kind of
heard
hell
him
shit that
today,
means,
and
I don't know.
I appreciate what he says. He thinks the team is
thought-
Maryland's the best place for it, but he understands.
Well-
At least you could be able to soon buy beer and wine at grocery stores. So
Yeah, well, what he said was that he doesn't think the government has a place telling a private business where it can go and operate.
Yeah.
Which, as a Democrat, is
What?
like, what? And the Republicans are all like, we're going to tell you what the fuck to do. So everybody, understand how the world has flipped on its head. Shut up about it. All right,
But-
so
but,
if they've got to get it
before
done
we
this
go.
week, why? Because they go on vacation.
yeah,
go on
the session
vacation,
is
and then-
over with, and then
Trump
by
comes
the time they come back, there's going to be new
Everything.
politicians in place.
Right. And really, what we're thinking is that they might turn that section of where RFK sits right now into a death camp. And my dog is probably agreeing with me. All right, hang on a
Might be a
minute.
good use for it. No, just kidding.
So are we looking at another year, potentially, if that's the case, that they don't get it through
well,
this session?
well, that's too long. The Harris Company, they need to get this going now.
Yeah.
I think they have full plans. Actually, I know they do. People's been talking about it. They have full plans for the stadium for RFK spot. They're
Good.
ready to rock and roll. They
So
just
how,
need to g-
how big
they
of a
need to go
stadium are
ahead.
they talking?
65,000 feet. Yeah, they want to hold a Super Bowl. It's
65,000
going to be a
feet.
dome.
Probably a small place.
It's gonna be a dome.
Yep, it's
Well,
going
they
to
got
be
to
a
have a
dome.
retractable roof or a full dome.
For what I understand, it was a full dome.
See, because like,
Or it's going to be
this is a
sorry, it's going to be
retractable
covered.
Roof.
It's
Yeah,
going to be
Scott's
covered.
got the retractable. He's got the
Scott
full
has
dome.
a three-quarter dome.
Scott's got the old Texas Stadium going over there.
But I heard today what Washington could do because the land that they sit on in Loudoun County,
Yeah.
that's worth a lot of money.
Wait, you're telling me that empty real estate in Northern Virginia is worth a lot of money?
With all these, because where they're at, where their practice
Facility.
facility is at, like all around them is data centers.
Right.
Yep.
And they're going for what I think they should, and this should make Maryland happy, is move the practice facility to Maryland, to where FedEx Field is right now.
So
build another, and sell the land. They'll make a mint off that land. Sell the land, move to Maryland, so you appease Maryland. Some part
We
of the
are
team will be
after
there.
appeasement, really. Otherwise, we are going to fucking annex the Sudetenland, and ain't nobody going to do a goddamn thing about it.
But some of the dumb politicians from Maryland are saying that they want they'll pass the bill, they'll okay the bill if the federal government agrees to pay the $1.6 billion to replace.
This is where
the
it gets
Key Bridge.
sticky. This is where it gets
And
sticky.
I think latest report that I had, they were just kind of throwing shit to the wind because they made concessions. They've already made concessions. DC's already made concessions for Maryland. They're bringing the fighter pilots over and other stuff, and then they were like, "All right, well, we want this too. Last minute shit. We want this too."
I think the first $15 of every cup of water that's sold goes to Maryland too. The DC gets to keep the other 12.
Now, I will agree. I think the federal government should help pay for the Key Bridge.
And they should give us fighter planes. Fuck yeah, man.
So, I don't think they should fit the whole fucking bill, but I don't think these two things should be together. You know, the stadium has nothing to do with the Key Bridge. The stadium has nothing to do with fucking fighter jets either, really. You know,
no, it's just a bargaining chip.
It's politicians politicking.
It's because it's Washington. That's the thing.
That's kind of what it is. And then you have to factor in the fact that, typically speaking, the Republican Party punishes D.C. because they tend to vote Democrat. So they usually don't give them what they want. All right. So anyway,
I kind of want to touch on what Scouse was saying in the 1-point safety. Sorry I couldn't be there live, guys, yesterday. I had to work. This is on Donald Trump. It's not on Donald. Donald Trump has nothing to do with the stadium.
No,
nothing. And if it does come to that, we're in trouble. It's not going to happen anyways. I mean, Donald Trump will, like you said, John, he's going to want his piece of pie, and he's going to.
Well, yeah, but he can also put his thumb down, and the way politics works is that any of them that have enough power can look at the other ones and say, "This is what I'd like you to do," and they might. So but no, he doesn't have any kind of legal. It's not hinging on Donald Trump.
He has no say on.
Right.
No say.
And here's the other thing that really is the most important thing is that we're going to play fucking football on Sunday.
Sure.
And that stadium right now is nothing. It's just a big decrepit mess with a nice soccer field next to it. All right, so let's see here. So we've got let's go with the overall thoughts coming off the bye week. Just how do you feel right now, Jesse? How do you feel on the I am ready for this playoff push meter? All right, where are we?
Yeah, I'm interested to see how we're going. I mean, I'm excited. Like we got
7?
a real good a chance. You know, I think the Rams winning last night did not really help us at all. Matter of fact, it hurt us. So it's going to be interesting to see what the NFC West is going to come out.
So when you say it hurt us, what are you going off of?
If the Rams got a really easy schedule, they got besides the Seahawks. Now, if the Seahawks falter, okay, say they lose to Green Bay, then they lose the Rams could jump Seahawks. And the Seahawks could, and then if we only win 2 games, that is going to hurt. So we have the 10-7. We're 10-7.
Yeah.
The Seahawks are 11-6, and the Rams are 11-6. The Rams have to win all games, right? So that would leave.
We'll see what happens. We'll get to the playoff scenario in a minute. Scotty, how are you feeling on the I'm ready for the playoffs meter? You feeling confident in this push here?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I think in all honesty, we're locked in that 7th seed at the minute. I can't see us getting out of it. I can see the Rams winning the NFC West, which I can understand where you're coming from, Jesse. It does hurt us a little bit. With last night's result, but it's in our hands. That's all we've got to do. We just got to win tomorrow. I like what I'm hearing from the coaching staff by saying we're going to take this one game at a time. They're never getting too far ahead or thinking about what's happened in the past. Seems that Dan Quinn's got a level head and that he's happy to go. We've had a lot of rest. People are getting healthy again, which is great to see. Mm-hmm. We should. I'm not fearful of this game at all. We should absolutely destroy this team tomorrow on Sunday.
We should.
I agree.
Well, we also said that the Dallas game too.
Yeah, I know that. We laid an egg, but it's the first time we've laid an egg all season.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, and you can learn from that.
I guess so. You learn just how much you can stretch. Max, in between fixing your little pompadour there, what is your? How do you feel going into this playoff push?
All right.
We
do the Zane Gonzalez.
Hey, he's the guy with hair. These 2 guys here with the hair and shit. I don't know. Point out.
Now, for the push, I feel fine.
Yeah.
I was asking you guys in our chat earlier because there's a realistic way to get to the 5 seed. Okay. So this team could go.
That's hard.
Let me.
We'll get there.
I'll let you cook.
We'll get there. When we get to the elephant in the room, that's what we'll talk about right there. But let me hear, Jesse, you said something You fell in for this panic-stricken thing that Nikki Jablabla posted up about that we haven't won off the bye on the road for 22 years. Yeah.
No, I found that interesting. Yeah, it's 22 years. So it was 2002. I think Patrick Ramsey was the quarterback. You know,
Patrick,
Shane Matthews.
Oh, Shane Matthews.
Hell yeah, boy.
But we've only played 6
Max, were
away
you even
games
born
in that
then?
time.
Yeah,
Yes.
you were like 3 or 4.
I was 6.
6. Okay.
And he probably watched the games.
I did.
Yeah.
Titans game.
I mean, I watched the games when I was 6 too. Yeah, I don't
I know.
remember them, but I did watch them.
Yeah, I was probably sitting right where he is.
That's right.
I'm just saying it's 6 away games. We've had in that time in that period. So is it really that big a stat when you look at it that way?
How about that? It's over 6. That's not good.
Yeah, I know that on road games, but the rest of the time,
I do think that changes on Sunday.
And like I went back and did the research. We lost at Dallas in 2003 by 7 points. And remember, 2003 was the second Spurrier year. That was Tim Hasselbeck as the quarterback.
Remember 2003.
Very good.
This guy's full of jokes today.
2009, we lost at Atlanta, and that was Matt Ryan's second year. That was when they were on their tear.
Not very good.
2013, we lost to Dallas. 2013, we were awful. And last year, we lost to the Rams.
All right. Now, see, as a way to show you that stats sound bad, Nikki Jablabla puts out there that in 22 years, but it's really 0 for 6, which is still bad. However, the last time a rookie quarterback for the Commanders, Redskins, started a game in New Orleans, Robert Griffin had himself a day.
That's
so
when
there's
the Griffining
a load of
was
ways
born.
you can look at this game. The most important way I think we can look at it is I found this video. All right, you've seen that they're starting Jake Hayner this weekend.
Yes,
There's pictures of
starting
him.
Jake
Oh my
Hayner.
goodness.
Right. Well, I found how they do before like Sunday Night Football or when they introduce the offense and the guy goes, Buster Lamas Johnson, Appaloosa Tech. Well, I found the one that they made for Hayner. All right, so this was for Monday Night Football if the Saints ever got in there and he was playing. So here we go.
Hi.
So that's Hayner. All right, so we cannot lose to this fucking guy. There is no way in hell that I will walk on a planet in which that guy to Marquez Valdez-Scantling is a threat.
No,
I can't take it. Is it a threat?
He's not. But who is a threat is that guy over there called Alvin Kamara.
Who is? Do you want me to go through the injury report? Because he's been on the injury report. So we'll go through our injury report.
Some diarrhea. I think he's all good.
Yes. We'll look at the Saints.
Weekend, I'm sure.
So the Saints quarterback Derek Carr, obviously left-hand stroke concussion. Looks like he's got a broken wrist. Didn't practice. Game status is doubtful. We know he's not going to play. Demario Jackson ankle, did not practice. He is out. Alvin Kamara's had an illness Wednesday and Thursday, but was a full participant today. Jawan Johnson limited and full with a foot. Wide receiver Bub Mims. He has an ankle. Yeah, Bub Mims. He has an ankle problem, and he did not practice.
He's supposed to be
he did not practice the last.
He did not. I introduced Scott to Bub
breakfast.
About 2 weeks ago.
He did.
Be cooking breakfast or something. And if you don't know who that is, you better look him up.
He did not practice Thursday or Friday, and he is out. And then you have a defensive end who has also got an Achilles problem, was a full participant. Then on our side, we have Noah Brown with the kidney, is out. Zach Ertz, hamstring.
You sound like a doctor, but I called that.
You did, actually.
I did.
Zach Ertz with a hamstring.
And I said, this man has a lacerated kidney.
He's been full participant the last 2 days. Cleveland Farrell was a limited participant with a knee. Zane Gonzalez had a left foot problem. He has been a full participant the last 2 days.
Win with the kickers, man. Jesus.
Can we maybe look at the shoes we keep giving them, or where they practice? Is there like spikes in the ground?
Ronald McDonald shoes.
I know. What the fuck? Every kicker we get gets the fucking hurt. Holy shit! We've signed like 7 of them since the season started, right? Or since like April.
Could be.
Quan Martin shoulder, he was limited and was full today. And then we've had Jamison Crowder full, Dante Fowler full, Noah Igbenogany full, Marshawn Lattimore full, Jordan McGee full.
And missing one, a big one.
Daron Payne back and then it says full did not practice today with a back injury.
The back, it might be just a veteran day.
That's not what Kime was saying.
Not on a Friday.
It's saying Fridays just walkthroughs.
Yeah.
And he didn't practice with a back injury. He's not been on the injury report the rest of the week.
Yeah,
They'll give him a shot.
That's a little concerning.
They'll give him a shot. If not, hey man, I'll tell you what, Jazir Newton, you got to step it up. I know. I got John Allen and John Newton and Jazir Allen and Jazir.
I heard a report that John Allen's trying to come back this season.
Yeah, I did. See that.
Because when they got him for surgery, the pec wasn't fully torn; it was only a partial.
Nice.
Right. So they cut into him and said, "Oh hey, this is all right. Stitch him back up." All right. Let's see here. All right. So okay, let's do the elephant in the room. Fuck your bike. All right, Max, give us the playoff scenarios. What do the Commanders need to do to make the playoffs on our own first?
Win. Hang on. The cat
All right,
just
just
jumped on the
win and we're in.
Hang
So
on.
we control our own destiny. 100%.
So if you pull up the things that I sent you today, if you have them. If you don't have them, that's
when
fine.
I put out the call on our chat to, hey, could somebody get the injury report or somebody get the playoff scenario, it's because I don't have time. And if you I'm going to pull it up on the phone. All right, let's here. It's 6 o'clock.
You can get WhatsApp on your computer.
I know, on a work day, on my computer even, on a work day, after I've been staring at pixels all day.
I'm about to share it with my phone, too.
You know why I put you guys in the same positions every week? So I know where you fucking are, because I can't tell you which one of y'all are. You're a bunch of pixels.
If we win, we're in.
So we win and we're in. So, okay, we control our own destiny, destiny as long as we win.
So with that, to get into the 6th seed, if we win this week and Green Bay loses to Seattle.
We got an echo there, Scott.
Jesse, there you go.
I always like that.
So this was my little tinkering for basically my picks of the week as a spoiler for tomorrow. Oh. So as we can tell,
just make that bigger.
I have the Seahawks win. The Seahawks winning tomorrow.
Right now.
That's good.
Anybody
that wants to can expand
it's good there. So if the Seahawks win tomorrow and we win tomorrow, that elevates us up to the 6th seed. The Vikings beat the Bears. That will stay them in the 5. I think the Steelers are going to beat Philly. And then the other interesting one, if the Bills can beat the Lions. So I have the Lions picked there to go 13-1, and I have Philly losing at 11-3. If the Lions can win, Week 18, Minnesota's playing in Detroit. If Philadelphia has 2 losses and Detroit has 1, Philadelphia gets the 1 seed if everything works out.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. All of it makes sense.
So
it's the fucking NFL playoffs. If anything in the world makes sense, it's the NFL playoffs.
So if Philadelphia wins out and if Detroit loses 1, then suddenly they're tied, and then Minnesota has reason to play, as does Detroit in Week 18.
Okay.
So I think we can even get to 5 from where we are, because both the Packers and the Vikings still have to.
That would entail Minnesota losing out.
That would entail them losing 1 game. They would win this week against Chicago, and then they have to play in Seattle. They host Green Bay and at Detroit.
Yeah.
What's the chances Detroit's rest
okay, they're 11-2 right now.
If Pittsburgh beats Philadelphia, I mean, there's a lot of ifs.
That's what I was just saying. Is if Detroit has war for the 1 seed, they're not gonna rest. And Minnesota's also going to be playing for that 5 seed. But then also Green Bay still has to go to at Seattle. They host the Saints. They're at the Vikings, and they host the Bears to end the season.
I say there's probably about a 5% chance of that working out.
You don't think the Seahawks are going to beat the Packers?
No.
I don't.
In Seattle.
I want them to.
Hey,
I want them to.
I don't think that's the.
I think the Packers are a good team right now.
They are, and I don't think that in Seattle is the old in Seattle as it
I
used to
agree,
be.
but that Seattle team is also getting healthy at the right time too.
Yeah, but they can lay eggs, man. The thing about the Seahawks is there's days that they just don't get it done. And
yeah, I don't know who's. I haven't picked that game yet. That's one of the games that I'm struggling to pick.
Well, there you go. There's your teaser for tomorrow when the Bleeding Burgundy podcast picks the NFL Week 15 version, and we find out just how much more money I lost and just how much more closer I am to getting served with divorce papers by my wife because I can't bet for shit.
There is a chance to get to the 5. I think the more likely option is to be at 6.
And I'd be comfortable with that.
What's our?
If we can get to 6, that's I would be pleased with getting to 6. I know we've got to go to Seattle, but I would rather go to Seattle than go to Lambeau.
So that's also implying that the Seahawks win out because because the Rams are coming on strong too.
Yeah, they are.
All right. Well, now that's some quality information right there.
Okay, I will stop that.
But one good thing that is in our favor is we hold and the 49ers lose, and that's the only team we wouldn't have had a tiebreaker with is the 49ers. But we hold tiebreakers with the Rams, Seahawks, and Green Bay. Mm-hmm. So if we do end up in a tie with any of those, we automatically get that spot if it comes down to it.
The thing about it that makes me think that this chance that keeps continually rising day by day that we're actually in a computer simulation by some fucking future or alien species that's just laughing at us is the fact that Sam Darnold is fucking 11-2. Is that what he is? Are the Vikings 11-2?
Yeah,
right now
11-2.
Fucking crazy.
I mean, realistically, let's think. Could we? If it all falls in the right way, but we know what the NFL's like, we are highly likely to be the 7th seed. Which to me, that's I don't want to play Detroit, and I don't want to play Philly. So we're kind of screwed either way.
Fuck 'em. Swagger in there with your big American style spotted dick and start throwing it around. That's what you do with the playoff.
You know, I don't know.
It doesn't
I don't
matter
think
who it is.
Philly.
Philly's a team that's won 9 in a row and can't get out of their own way. They can't stop bickering. What the fuck?
They that Pittsburgh game tomorrow or on Sunday is going to be very interesting to see because they are going through some shit right now. You got your top receiver not getting the ball and he's crying about it loud. You have Jalen Hurts, who frankly isn't playing very well. If we're being real, and we got to stop Saquon Barkley. That is the Philadelphia offense right now is Saquon Barkley. So if we can figure out a way to stop him, we definitely got a chance to beat the fucking Eagles.
Sure we do. And I mean, that is what everybody says, but they've won am I right with 9 in a row that they've won?
Yeah.
This blows me away. And I'm going to ask this, even though fuck Philly. All right, Nick Sirianni early in the year is arguing with fans in the stands, fucking putting his fingers up to fans in the stands. They get over that and win 9 in a row, and now they got A.J. Brown crying in the media.
They've had an easy schedule too, John.
Whatever it is, here's the thing. It's okay. Ed Werder tweeted the other day that he wasn't aware of how bad the Eagles' pass offense had been until he heard A.J. Brown cry, and he went back and looked, and I was like, yeah, but how do you argue with the results? I mean, we're talking about Saquon Barkley as a potential MVP. So here's what I say. I'm all for it. Splinter and break and crack and fracture every way you can, Philadelphia. We're coming up on December here, and we got meaningful football in Washington. Yeah. And there's nothing better than to watch your enemies crumble before you.
Hey, Timothy, we did mention that just right before I think you came on. We talked about there's a chance of coming back.
As a matter of fact, Maxwell said, let's get this out of the way before Timothy comes in. So...
Sorry, Tim.
we got that handled. All right, let's see here. Commanders Recon. I got a graphic for that, don't I? Let's see. This is, ladies and gentlemen, why I'm the world's worst podcast host. But I'm pretty good with the fucking graphics. So, there you go. All right, our injury report. We already heard the injury report, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who didn't read the outline today? Who didn't read the outline today?
The best thing about the injury report, Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah.
Correct.
Clear to go. We get to see him in action against his old team. And I think this is a really good thing because you ease him into action because there's not really a number one receiver he's got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you think this is
Scantling, dude?
And do you think this is a pitch?
Motherfucker
Do you think this is a pitch count then that he'll be on?
No.
rather than him
No.
starting full time.
They need to get chemistry.
Yeah,
Could you
I think
imagine if we still had Emmanuel Forbes and him and Valdez Scantling collided? That would be like watching a shoestring tie itself.
No, just throw sticks at each other. That's what that would do.
from Quinn's press conference, I think today. I mean, he even basically said Nikki Javala had asked him about Marshawn Lattimore, and he said he is the starter. And then she was like,
that's why we brought him here. He better be.
We need to get that chemistry going with the zones.
She asked over who, and then all he said was he is the starter. And she said St. Juice, and he said yeah.
Well,
So St. Juice is relegated to the bench.
I mean, he was getting benched by Michael Davis, so
that's true.
that should tell you all you need to see.
St. Ghost. And if you don't know what St. Ghost is and you're not watching the 1 Point Safety Show, you should be. I'm not stealing that thunder yet.
rock.
And by the
That
way,
rock.
2
we
seconds.
cannot get beat by this fucking... Scott's got a
I
chubby.
think you just gave Scouse a boner.
I think so.
Just let me present.
Scouse
something
just
2
popped in the
seconds,
chat
boys.
too.
I think
All
so.
right, hold
Scouse
on,
was, Scouse was wondering what flavor those
Scotty.
hearts were.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
bud.
let me just press play on this.
Oh, yes, please.
Get you out the stage.
There you go.
Oh, you missed it.
This
I
is
missed it
wonderful.
already.
This is
there
wonderful.
you go. We'll
Yeah,
just,
turn
we'll
it
just go
up.
back. It's only 6 seconds, dude, but hopefully you can hear it. He says it's on. Right, there we go.
Oh, you
Oh.
can't hear.
What the?
That's all right. I'll
Professional
You got it
podcast
turned
right
off. You got it muted, don't you?
No, it's on.
There might be a thing that says you got to share the
I don't know. Never
Oh,
mind.
well.
We'll get it for tomorrow.
Hold on, no,
We'll work
put it back.
We'll
Hold
work
on, I think I fixed it. Put it back.
Okay.
Technician
okay.
Jesse on the job.
Technician Jesse. Let's try it again. Oh, now it's not.
Oh
there.
my goodness!
Oh.
So how was your week, everybody?
I don't know. Scott,
Yeah. Right. Tell me if this is on.
Oh, never mind. It said banned from studio. Never mind. I thought.
Oh gosh.
No, it's not on. However, one more try? Nope.
No, it's all right.
Nope.
It's all right.
Hurry up before
Nope.
Scott shows his Pornhub history there. All right. I got to say this. The 1 Point Safety Show for the 100th episode, without Scouse knowing, my friend Scott down here, over there, this is the greatest fucking thing ever, man. When you told me that this was coming, I started laughing, and then when you showed it to me, oh my god!
And then we had to sit on it for a month.
I fucking
Benjamin
died.
St. Juice,
I fell off.
a.k.a. Saint Ghost. His
Right,
words
we've
came
been
out of
calling
his
him-
mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
We've been calling him Saint Ghost for about a year and a half because he just disappears on the football field, and so Scott got him on Cameo. How much did that cost you? Like $15?
No, yeah, something like that. But I just said to him on the message, it says obviously ask what the message is, and it was right around Halloween. So it was like a couple of days before Halloween. So I said, oh, it'd be really nice if you called yourself Saint Ghost for my daughter because of Halloween. and he did it.
AKA Saint Ghost. Oh my.
What a guy. But do you know what the funny thing with this? Do you want to know what the funny thing with the whole thing is
The whole
now?
damn thing is funny. Are you kidding
No,
me?
no, John, no. Let
Please.
it play out.
Okay.
F.A. Obada direct messaged me on Twitter and said that is the funniest shit I have seen, and he is getting roasted in the changing rooms because of that. Because they had no idea that Scouse calls him every week Saint Ghost. He said that was in the defense.
roasted in the locker room. That's great.
It was on the defensive lineman's meeting. That's how good it was.
The reach of the 1 Point Safety Show. Our good friend.
Yeah, man.
I tell you what, Scott, it's not going to be long before the Tonight Show here in Hollywood is going to be calling you. And
Well, we could be like our old
podcast.
podcast host who's putting drone pictures up on national TV. I mean, what's that all about? Did you see that?
Yeah, well, there's some weird shit flying
Yeah,
around.
Chris,
over
I
the
call
right
him
now.
Saint Toast as well because he gets burnt every play.
Yeah, we
Yep.
do. We have every kind of name in the book. for him, boy.
Scouse is now apparently calling him Saint Bench. Oh God!
This is Saint Benjamin, the patron saint of benches. All right, so
I hope
let's
it's
see
warm.
here.
I hope it's warm.
That was terrific. All right, so our referee this weekend is Sean Hockley.
Oh boy.
Yeah, his crew averages 18 flags per game, which surprisingly enough is number one in the fucking league.
Just sit on your hands for every play.
Oh God, that guy likes to be on TV so fucking much. He's like his father. He's like his fucking father. They have literally. I've seen them. It was his father that told Cam Newton, "You're too young to get this call." Mm-hmm. Right. All right. I don't know if you remember that or not, or Scott, if you remember that or not.
Yeah.
Cam Newton, when he was a rookie, got clobbered in the head, and he told him flat out on the field, "You're too young to get this call." He did something else with the Broncos. The Broncos fumbled. Max, remind me what this fucking was. The Broncos fumbled, and I know somebody out there remembers what this was.
Keep
It's
talking.
We remembered a lot of Broncos fumbles, man. Which
the
fucking
Broncos
one are you
fumbled,
talking
and
about?
he reversed the call, even though he was completely fucking wrong. Ed Hockley, his father. Anyway, somebody remembers.
I
this
mean,
shit.
the only one about that I know is that in the playoffs, when the Giants beat the Packers in 2011, he called Jordy Nelson down because his calf touched the ground. But it wasn't even like his calf. It like he got hit in the leg, and his calf wrapped around and touched the ground.
Well,
Yes.
With those extra medium.
Yeah, right.
American.
I mean, there's Sean Hockley right there.
Yeah, right.
That's
Sean.
that's what I live. That's my size. That extra medium. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
So, yeah, he's wearing them mediums.
The Schmiedi. All right. So our referee is going to suck on Sunday, and that's a fact. So let's just hope that he doesn't like the Saints and that he likes our new quarterback and he keeps chasing
Get him.
well
Let's
away
just
from
get him drunk on Bourbon Street the night before, and then he has to miss the game, and then we have to figure out who the new referee is going to be.
him. Nah, you know what?
Keith is actually at the game. He
Well,
brought his
Keith-
family.
They're
I'm
flying
sorry.
down
I would
there
not
to
bring
Hogwarts.
my family to New Orleans.
No.
I don't know. It depends on where you take him.
My kids.
You don't take them
My
down to Bourbon
kids.
Street, that's for sure.
Because going to New Orleans, I mean, you might not be able to find me.
Not even good.
We'll put up the
Don't it-
Jessy signal in the sky.
Be at the donkey show.
The Donkey Show changes its meaning at 11 o'clock.
That's right. Jesse's out there having himself a starfish by 12:30.
A chocolate one. Boom.
Chocolate starfish.
Jesus Christ.
Scott, you English people are fucking perverted. I
Look,
gotta
the more
say.
Scott's beard
well-
grows, the more pervy he gets.
Yeah, I can't wait.
No,
for
well,
Scott to
actually,
say
do you know what
later on.
that
What's the
I'll talk. We'll
starfish?
talk later. We'll
right,
talk
we'll
later.
talk.
But I was going to say, I did have a list, and it was kind of on that level. So
we do?
it was, yeah, we do. Yeah,
All right,
we've
so
got
there you go.
list
There's a
of the
teaser,
week.
everybody. We've got a list for
But
Scotty.
we'll come
later.
into it. We'll come into it a bit later. So,
All right, so I looked ahead at the Saints, and Jesse, I think that we've got this misconception that they're this decent defense. They're 30th in the league. They've been 26th over the last 3 weeks. Last year they were good, but I honestly, I'll be honest with you, I've been taking that as a reputation because they're terrible. They give up 5 yards a carry against the run.
Against the run, they are bad, but they do rush the passer well. They don't have a whole bunch of sacks, but they do.
but they pressure.
What their issue is? They have a good front seven, but what their issue is running quarterbacks, and they've played a lot of them this year, and they cannot, they just can't corral them whatsoever, which is obviously a plus in our favor. Chase Young is one of the tops in the league in
Pressures.
in pressures.
Yeah,
Right.
great.
Doesn't have a whole lot of sacks.
You know about
But-
this.
More of the same with us. But for what I listening to all the interviews from people in New Orleans, like the radio shows, our local radio shows, called them all the time. They say
drunks on
he's
Bourbon
looked
Street.
good. They've liked Chase Young there, which
Sure. I mean, he is producing a lot of pressures, just nothing that comes of it.
I mean,
they
Sure.
do have a lot of takeaways. They've got 13 interceptions. Of course, I don't know how much that is affected now that Marshawn Lattimore's been gone. So,
yeah, sure, true.
I will say this, honest to goodness, tomorrow I just might break my streak of not betting with my team and bet myself on a little freaking defensive touchdown for the Commanders.
I'm thinking about putting a
Did I
little
just
something
say
on
that
Brian
out loud?
Robinson. I'm going to hit the over hard. He should have
Yeah?
a good game.
You know
Good
who likes
game.
that?
He has one of those faces you just want to fucking punch.
Well, I'm glad you said punch after that word, because otherwise, that's why he's missing in New Orleans. All right, let's see here. What else do we have? They've also got the 27th anniversary run for 5.0. They're 27th in rushing. So Alvin Kamara, for all his eliteness, which I'd say he's borderline elite. All right, I mean, Alvin Kamara's had a hell of a damn good career, but is it a Hall of Fame career? That's where the elite is.
It's as good. It's better than Christian McCaffrey's when you look at it. I mean,
I'm not sure if Christian McCaffrey has a Hall of Fame career either.
Nah,
he's got a very
but
short
everyone
couple
goes
of
on and on and
years.
on about
I think Kamara, from not only in the rushing game but the passing game, man, is
That's Kamara's
Hall of
thing. Is,
Fame?
so here's
gonna-
the thing about.
See, I see Derrick Henry's a Hall of Famer right now. Saquon Barkley's on a Hall
We're
of
talking
Fame
Hall of
track.
Fame. Kamara's not a
Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I don't think he is either. I think he's on that cusp.
he's on the Hall of Very Goddamn Good.
He is.
Yeah,
He's,
a
there's
lot
a
of
lot of
players
backs
are.
there. Larry Brown, our good friend Larry Brown, is there. So, and I say our good friend because I hope he's listening.
This is someone, by the way, Kamara. He's never had a 1,000-yard season.
True.
Yeah, but combined yards.
Combined
I think Jesse
yards.
said
I mean,
his-
yeah,
his-
combined
Okay,
yards he
so-
has. But
Yeah.
So looking at his yards so far this year, he's on 938, but he is also their top receiver with 485.
to
So
build
that
off
just
that,
tells you
this
there's
year.
nothing there.
the benchmark for running backs in the Hall of Fame is 10,000 yards. Usually, if you hit 10,000, you're in the Hall of Fame.
There's a couple that aren't.
He doesn't even have 7.
Yeah, there's a couple that are not. Ricky
Is that
Waters
just rushing
is one.
yards?
That is just rushing yards.
Yeah.
Because if you're looking at all-purpose,
Because
you're
that's not 100% his game, though. His game's
Is everything.
is more of a passing
right, but
running back.
I mean, he just mentioned the name Ricky Waters. That's a Ricky Waters type player, and Ricky Waters isn't
Absolutely,
in.
he is, and I think Ricky Waters is a Hall of Famer that's been snubbed. And the other one is O.J. Anderson. Yeah, he has over 10,000 yards, but Ricky Waters has 10,000 yards rushing, 5,000 yards receiving, Super Bowl ring, and a Super Bowl record. I don't know why he's not in. I really don't. I know you probably don't. I know Scott doesn't know who I'm talking about. Max doesn't remember. Jesse probably does. That dude, you didn't want
He
to
was a
face the
problem.
Eagles with him. He was a freaking serious problem. You didn't want to fuck with him. But anyway, now we're all off in the weeds on things that we didn't really want to talk about because fuck Ricky Waters. He was an Eagle and a 49er. Let's see here.
Real
And
quick,
you know why
what's
he
on my
retired?
mind,
You know why he retired? I'll give you a funny story. Here's why he retired. Because after 9/11, he refused to fly. And he wouldn't fly out for any contract negotiations or go with the team anywhere. So he said, I'm just going to stop.
Just want to throw this out there and say fuck cancer, and Randy Moss get well. Hopefully you kick cancer's ass, man.
What kind of cancer does he have?
He got
Is it
surgery to
pancreatic?
get something, not pancreatic, gallbladder or something like
Gallbladder.
that. It just broke right as we were going live. That doesn't.
He
help
put out something a couple days ago
Right.
asking, for prayers, which
me. In his bowels.
I won't get with that, but I figured something was going on as far as health.
Well, yeah, they don't leave their job unless it's something serious that's going to fuck with them. But my mom just went through cancer treatment. She's come through it. It's not the death sentence it used to be. I don't want to sound cavalier about it, but it used to be that if that word came out, you were as good as gone. But now they've done a lot. So I've got high hopes for Randy Moss. I think he's going to be all right, especially since he can afford the best medical care. I'm sure he's going to be just fine. And that's what I have to say about it.
So just came out. The Commanders are co-favorite to land 3-time Pro Bowl pass rusher Trey Hendrickson if he leaves Cincinnati, per Bovada official.
Who's making this line?
And
Billy
that's
Gorilla?
also assuming they're going to cut him.
Right.
Well,
That's
assuming they don't sign him. Yeah.
Here,
I mean, that's a
let's throw some shit on the wind
decent,
here.
that's a really good player. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see where they're coming from. With that.
I'd take him with open arms.
The only thing
See
about
how
that
much
is
it costs.
starting next season, he'll be a 31-year-old pass rusher.
Right. So I looked at the Saints, and I was looking for players that we should be aware of, and players that we need to watch, and players that we should think of as weapons that could hurt us. And the only one that came up is Alvin Kamara, and he's had the shits all week. So, really, if this game is close, I'm going to have to really be upset with the defense here because look, spy that son of a bitch. Spy Kamara. Just keep freaking Luvu on him the whole damn day. Don't worry about Hayner.
Juwan
Don't worry
Johnson's had
about
a good
Hayner
year.
at all.
When you say close, are you referring to a 2017 game, or you're referring?
No, I'm referring to that we should beat this team 42-10.
Okay, but if it's a 2017 game, you have to worry about the offense. If it's a
20-17 game, then we have failed. If we win 20-17, yeah, great. We won.
Right. What I'm saying though is you're wanting to put the blame on the defense, but it depends on what type of close game you're talking about.
Look, if this guy beats it. If he throws touchdowns to Bone Rack Valdez Scantling at a rate that keeps them in the game with us to the point of 20-17, yes, I'm pissed off at the defense. And I mean, granted, if we throw 5 interceptions, that'll change that. But there is no way that this guy Hayner should stay even close to this team. Right now, our pass defense is damn good. It's really good. In fact,
It's just the run. We just give up the run every
because we sell
single
out to
time.
stop it.
Yeah, you have to.
I know.
It's really hard to stop both.
It is
True, it is.
But
gotta-
if
but
you
if
have
you're
a
not-
if you have a lockdown corner, someone that
true.
you can rely on, then you can
It
do
does
some
help.
different things.
Well,
know?
until
So you
we
just
got
stick
one
him.
now.
You just stick him on Valdez Scantling, and actually don't sell out for the run tomorrow. Because what have you got in the pass? Nothing.
Well, I think you do sell out for the run. Yeah.
No, I think you play straight up defense and you dare them to throw the ball. You make Hayner throw the damn ball.
That's
where
what
I would
I'm
go.
saying. You play the run and dare him to throw the ball.
You beat
because
us, yeah. He ain't gonna beat us.
you just don't want to give them on any hope to shut them down. Much like the Titans game, just don't
Right.
give them hope. Get a turnover.
These are very
Treat
similar
them like
teams
the
to
Saints of
Titans.
old. Tie them
Sure.
to a stake, light it on fire, and laugh while they cook. Have a party.
It's
Everybody
gonna be-
bring the kids out with a basket of fucking salami and bread, and let's sit down and have a party.
I mean, look,
and
we
watch
basically
these
played the Saints
burn.
light 2 weeks ago in Tennessee. They have the same similar back in Tony Pollard. They have no receivers.
I do think.
Maybe some marmalade.
Yeah, Max is 100% right, but I do think you need to pay a little bit of attention to Juwan Johnson, to their tight end.
Well, yeah, and that's where we've had a little bit of a problem lately is the tight end. So, I mean, the Cowboys tight end burned us.
Yeah, ever
We've
since you
given up a
jinxed
couple
us,
of plays.
You jinxed us, John.
I know. It's my
It was when Dick hands Mark Andrews. That was your problem that game.
Dick Hansen,
2 months ago.
I said that? Sorry. Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews,
spotted
yeah,
dick.
exactly.
So, all right, let's take an impromptu poll real quick. Who likes, let's see, who's tried
Spotted
any of
dick.
these? Abner Woo's Spotted Dick,
Yes,
one of Scott's favorites. So
not Abner Woos, but
All right, Abner McWoo's old-fashioned frozen haggis.
have had some haggis before. Yeah, it's all right.
So how about Abner Woo's delicious pork anus? Anybody had
Can't
that?
say I've had that
I
one.
mean, that was your dinner last night, right?
What pork ends?
Yeah, his
No,
dinner
we
last
didn't do that. Abner Woo's cosmetics, white shit for your face and hair. Let's see. And then the
White
Benjamin St. Ghost Roaster Toaster. The roast. That's right. From the Abner Woo Kitchen Technologies Department. And, of course, Abner Woo's Insect Variety Pack. Yum, yum, yum. So which is your favorite, Scott? This has been your sponsor all damn day. Oh, wait a
I
minute.
think it's got
All
to be
season.
the Abner McWoo one was quite good. I like that one.
They're all Abner. Oh,
This one's
I
Abner
know.
Backwoo.
No, Abner
haggis.
McWoo.
Yeah, Abner Backwoo. All right, so there, we've had a little Abner Woo sidestep there.
There you go.
All
Sorry.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
let's
we
get back
also
to
got
some serious
to
bullshit.
watch out for Blake Group, the place kicker.
Groupie.
Jessy's just naming
It's the
names on
year
the
of the
Saints trying
kickers.
to make this game
He's
interesting.
just literally looking. He's literally looking at the Saints roster and going, "Nah, he looks all right."
I mean, Juwan Johnson has
See how they'll
360
just say
receiving
that
yards.
he's
You gotta watch
got a good
him.
haircut. He's got a good haircut.
Who's our announcers this week? Somebody look up on the 506 and see who we have. This sounds like a
we
game
probably
for,
goddamn Greg Olson or something.
No,
Wait,
we have
is it
Kenny
on
Albert
Fox?
and John Vilma.
Kenny Albert. All right, I'm going to say this, and this is going to sound terrible,
Don't say
but
it.
I
No.
swear to God,
No, you cannot.
You know
No.
I'm going to say
No.
it. 'Cause Whenever
No.
Kenny Albert comes on TV, I swear to God, he looks like he has Down syndrome. The way,
Christ,
the
John.
way his headphones.
I tried to stop him.
Jesus.
Well, hey, you can wow me all you want. He's
I mean,
got
you're
a-
right, but Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, hey,
This is 2024.
right? It is. I
So-
think you should be able to say things on
But-
the podcast.
Look,
They make good scaffolders.
So you do realize this week for like the
Anyway, go ahead, Max. You were supposed to keep going there while Scott took this to another level.
This
like
week,
a good scaffolder should.
The television, there's 2 national doubleheaders.
Yeah.
2 national doubleheaders.
So both Fox and CBS are going to have the 1 o'clock and the 4 o'clock window.
So dumb.
But you're right, but look at you're going to move the Packers and the Seahawks to what, Fox, and then you're going to have Fox give up the who they have, the Pittsburgh and Philly.
But there's one. Was it the Monday night game? I think it's trash.
There's 2 Monday night games, and
there's
both
2 Monday
bad.
night games this week.
Yeah. So there's no reason why they should have had 2. The doubleheader
sure
or prime.
Well, they always do
games.
it. They always do it week 1, and they didn't do it this year. And I think it's because they
did
saw
it week 2, didn't they?
Yeah, they did it week 2.
But I mean, they always do it for a few weeks. And frankly, with these games, I don't know how you can make either of them not a national game. Yeah, Scott, what game do you guys get over there?
Yeah, what's the international?
I can get whatever game I want, but the ones that are on Sky, the international games, I think they've got the Green Bay game, and
the Green Bay game's the Sunday night game. That's the
so
that's
they
the
definitely got that. I think they've got the Lions and the Bills. Is it? They've got that
Lions,
game.
Bills.
And then the early game, I believe, is who is in the early window? It's Miami? I think is the early game.
Oh, you get Miami, Houston over there. So this week, for some reason on Fox, the early window, the national game is Dallas, Carolina.
Ooh.
That'll be a better game than you think.
It will be, but
for 2 reasons.
You're looking at 2 teams that are awful.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, you can't ever discount the Cowboys' audience. They're huge. They're all over the goddamn country. As you can
Patton,
see,
you gotta watch
intelligence in this country doesn't mean for much. And as a matter of fact, the less you have, the bigger of a group you belong to. Cowboy fans. So
fuck the Cowboys.
The fact that the Carolina Panthers are going to fucking mop the floor up with them is going to be grand for everybody in the country to see. And yes, that's right. I did say that, Cowboy fans. And if you can figure out how to fucking email somebody, maybe you could tell me about it. Send your emails directly to @Bleeding Burgundy Podcast.
All right.
All right, so there you go. That's for our Dallas fans. All right, we're going to have to go to the... All right, how do we win this game? Max, tell us how we win this football game.
I mean, besides being the smartass and just saying show up,
that is important.
I mean, just run the ball.
Run
the ball. Get Brian Robinson going. Get Jeremy McNichols going. Get section 403, row 13, seat 4 is going to be our running back in the 4th quarter.
I think that's Deuce. Be ready, buddy.
Yeah, I want to see Chris Rodriguez in the 4th quarter just mop up duty. That's what we need to see.
And score 2 touchdowns while he does it.
Brian Robinson should have 2 TDs, 137 yards, and then you got. I mean, Terry probably shouldn't even have a big game just because you're not going to pass all that. I think so. You shouldn't need to pass all that much.
I think that's what I mean by that. They should have is a game where they could put up 400 yards of offense and have everybody have a day. Everybody, Merry Christmas. Let's go down to New Orleans and have ourselves a party. What do you think, Scott?
Couldn't agree more. I think we just got to run the ball. With Max, I agree with your point completely. Get B-Rob going. And then you're off play action then. And Terry will have a big day. Who steps up as wide receiver 2? Not sure. I want to see Luke McCaffrey get touches and get catches. And it's going to be a bit of an interesting game because I need to see what he has actually got.
I will agree with that.
Yeah, I know Scouts was saying something about that. Yeah, he is a rookie. So I think...
I know.
He's a slot receiver.
Yeah. The thing here... All right, we're going to go right back... You notice I stopped that video right when you can see that elephant's asshole, right?
And we had this conversation in August.
Here's the elephant in the room. Okay, so Noah Brown and his 5-6 targets a week and 3 drops is
10.
out. He's gone. 10 targets a week. All right, so we signed KJ Osborne, which I know Jesse poo-pooed all over the place because that's what Jesse does. And I'm not. All right, well, I might as well go around the room. Jesse, start off. What's with KJ Osborne? How do you feel about that?
I think it's just a guy. I think it's depth. I don't think it's anything more. You know,
He's just a guy. Great job.
he's a slot
He's a
receiver.
jag. He's a
He's up
jag.
there.
A slot receiver that we needed another receiver.
Right.
And I think I'm not on the same wavelength as John saying that, Noah Brown's not being out is not going to hurt us. I think it is going to. I think he does a lot
Yes.
outside the passing
Unfortunately,
game.
he doesn't catch the ball enough from my
He does a lot. Well, he is Jaden's favorite target, and he
Yeah, I
does
know.
make catches.
I-
And
this
he
is
and this is more important than the catches that he makes. He blocks his fucking ass off, and you can't find that just fucking anywhere.
No, but I'll tell you what, you can find it in Diami Brown. I think Diami Brown plays a hard game downfield, and he's been trying his ass off, and that's what I say this week, man. Diami Brown, it is your time. It is your fucking time. You've gotten all of
He's
the
been
goddamn.
given-
You've gotten the patience. All right, everybody said let him develop. You've gotten the time to develop. This is your opportunity.
It is.
This is your opportunity. So a lot of people are calling for McCaffrey and everything like this. I'm saying Diami Brown.
It's not McCaffrey.
This is your chance. This is your opportunity. I think that there's a trust factor there with Jaden. I think Jaden likes him. And I think that he shows a skill set that can be used short and, with these screen passes that we see. I think that as an intermediate target, he's shown himself, at least in the preseason, that he can work it. And deep, he's got speed like nobody else we've got on this team. So, dude, this is your opportunity. Seize it. Seize the day, my friend Diami Brown. Do it. I know he's paying attention.
He would have a brilliant boxing name, though. Dynamite Diami Brown.
Dynamite Diami Brown.
Straight in, yeah.
I agree. So, if somebody always makes themselves a story on a playoff run,
Sure.
why not be?
And
why
I
not
agree.
Diami?
They said this in the beginning of the year, and Quinn said it just the other day. They're going to go wide receiver 2 by committee. Well, they said that in the beginning of the year, and then Noah Brown stepped up, and I
They did.
think Diami's going to reap the rewards of Brown being hurt. Now, obviously, he's got to catch the ball, but one thing about Diami is he's got speed.
Yeah.
And he will stick his head into to messes.
He will also
the
let
whole
the ball go
McCaffrey
through his
thing. I
hands.
see it.
We know
I see
that.
it.
So would Noah Brown.
True.
Yeah.
I see it all over the internet and even scouts. McCaffrey will get his. He is a slot receiver right now. Jaden is still progressing as a quarterback. We got to remember he is still a rookie.
Right.
So if McCaffrey and Brown just don't, McCaffrey and Daniels don't hook up, a lot this year, that's okay. They're both fucking rookies, man. They're both rookies.
I mean, and they're rookies that didn't play together. You think back to our last rookie receiver that was dynamic. It was when Dwayne and Terry were here.
yeah.
It's not the same thing anymore.
Right. Scouts Andy Lockhart says Jordan. All right, he'd be concerned about Jaden's trust him if he doesn't get McCaffrey in the game, and I don't know that I'd get that concerned about.
He's
it
a
right
rookie.
Yeah, I'm not concerned whatsoever.
But Jaden's trust, I have read, is very important to him. All right, for him to just look at the playbook and say, "Okay, this is my read." He definitely has his favorites that he wants to go to.
Yeah, he
Hence-
throws to Noah Brown who can't catch the damn
Yeah,
ball.
hence 10 targets a game to Noah Brown. So, all right, Olamide Zacchaeus is sitting there. We know that the coaching staff has liked
Will
him.
Jamison Crowder come up and take some of them targets?
That's a
We
thought,
know
too.
he's a good veteran. I mean, he's not your guy that's going to stretch the field, but he's a guy that can get you a first down.
He can get 6 on a 5 and stuff
and
like
he
that.
can catch.
He can catch.
So
he makes his
it's-
catches. We've got 2 guys down on the practice squad, Mitchell Tinsley.
I mean, outside of 17,
Tremaine.
our receiver 2s are just going to be kind of like a rotation.
Yeah, committee. That's what I was talking about earlier, Max.
Right.
I think Noah emerged because him and Jaden had gotten a connection, and I think now this is seriously going to be a committee type of thing. You're going to see a lot of Zacchaeus. You're going to see a lot of Brown, and eventually you might see a little bit of Osborne. In a couple games or so. I don't think Osborne's here to make an impact whatsoever.
I'd be more interested to see Tinsley or Tremaine come up and make an impact than Osborne.
10 years ago in 2015 when we won the division, and we signed Pierre Thomas the first week of December, the running back from New Orleans. This kind of just reminds me of that. It's a young vet who's going to come in, and he's going to try and get touches. He's going to just make his way out there. And you know what? KJ Osborne isn't terrible. He had 7 catches this year, but he's on an awful offense. But look what he did for 3 years in Minnesota.
15 CDs.
I want to point out that our good friend Scouse Dude, you have made it all the way to the end of the alphabet for players that you can say suck. You've got every single fucking letter. And now that he's got the Z, he is our champion. He's just shite. Zaki is a boom. So,
He's
way to
gone
go,
off
Scouts.
Wiley.
I agree.
Yes, he
He's
is.
insurance. I agree.
Yeah, he is.
That's my opinion.
But like I said, I'd rather, just for my own, happiness of watching some of our players develop, rather see Tinsley get a shot or Tremaine
No, I
get
know
a
what you
shot.
mean.
But
I'd rather see
I
Tinsley
think
get a shot because I want to see something
Crowder's-
from Penn State.
I think Crowder and Brown are ahead of both of them at the moment, John. So
Yeah.
it's going to be tough for them to get any time.
I'm hoping the fact that Crowder's coming back. I'm sure he was probably ready weeks ago. I mean, what did he go out for with a hamstring?
this is strained as a calf.
Calf, yeah. So I'm hoping they'll bring him up and put him at punt returner because Zacchaeus still makes me nervous every time he's fucking back there.
You know what strained calf is? It's veal baby food.
Is that Abner Woo's next?
Abner Woo's veal baby food. Strained calf. Padoom
So,
boom. All right. Anyway, go ahead, Max.
what are we thinking for man on a mission?
Well, I'll tell you what.
Wrong one.
I pushed the wrong one. That's the wrong
That's also
one,
correct.
too.
Just go ahead and hit your technical difficulties too.
No, I'm just going to go ahead and hit that one again. Thank Jeremy Reeves for allowing us to use his ass in that little piece right Thank
Just
you. Brought
cuss.
to you by some delicious red wine. I'm not sure what kind it is, but it's pretty good. We're on Man on a Mission, and
Chateau
my
Neuf
man on a
de
mission is
Bois.
Diami Brown. It's time to step up, buddy. We got to have somebody on the other side of the field other than Terry that we've had that Jaden can go to free Terry up. So that's my man on a mission.
And I
Diami
think a good
Brown.
thing with that
Time
with
to start.
Diami is he's made some plays this year too. So
Yes, he
he's
has.
built a little bit of trust with Jaden.
He gets his once a game smoke screen where he slips
Yeah.
through and gets 12 yards, and there he
He
goes.
does. He's caught a bomb too. He's caught a couple of deep shots.
Yeah, he had a good touchdown earlier this season.
Yeah.
Big-
All right.
big
So
one.
Scotty, go ahead. Who's your man on a mission?
You gonna skip Jesse like that?
Well, no, I'm just going to go around. Everybody's going first, and I just went first that time. Now it's Scotty's turn.
I'm going to say Brandon Coleman. We was said yesterday. I think he needs to have a really big game again just to solidify that left tackle
Going up
side.
against Cam Jordan. That's
going-
no
Yeah,
Yeah,
small
it's
feat.
a
He'll be
big.
going
It's,
against,
yeah, I know that.
Chase,
But
right?
I'm looking at it going. Well, Chase does move around, but he's doing his own thing again. He's going off script a lot with New Orleans as well, and I'm not worried about Chase Young at all. But Brandon Coleman needs to have a big game. He needs to have a big day, and
All right.
and I think he'll be okay.
All right, I agree with that, and I would like to see him put Chase in his place. I don't want to hear Chase's name all damn day. I do not want to hear any kind of a vengeance game coming from that son of a bitch or
No.
from the other guy, Ridgeway. Go ahead, Jesse. Who's your what do you got for battle plans?
I'm going to take
What
low
are we
hanging
going?
fruit and Brian Robinson.
All right.
Well, I mean, just run the ball, get him out by third quarter, keep him fresh because he's got a big one next week.
All right, Max. what about
120
you?
yards. That's what I'm
So
going to banking on.
I do
think
just
that's
want to
light.
throw out there
135.
for the Saints that their leading sacker is actually a defensive tackle, and he's from Maryland. So the fact that he's playing in New Orleans pisses me off. But our man on a mission needs to be Jeremy Chin because he's going to be the one that's going to spy up on Kamara. He is
Okay.
faster and stronger than Luvu.
Okay. All right, yeah. So if he spies up on LeVar, I do want to see some of this out of Coleman. Chase on the ground. I want to see a lot of that. I want to see
So
a
do
lot
I.
of Brandon Coleman just bored, standing
That
around
tackle
waiting
just
for
got
Chase to get him
paid.
off the ground.
That tackle just got, I mean, not even just because of that clip, but he just got like $51 million.
You know, I told
Who
you
is
he had
that?
a whole fucking
That's-
bunch of
that's
balls,
Garrett
cream of
got
wheat,
an
and got
absurd
big. You
amount
could
of
have
money
made some
for
money.
being a guard.
Garrett Bowles just got paid, I think, yesterday.
Yeah, absurd amount of money.
Is that who it is? Garrett Bowles,
Yes.
is it?
For a guard?
4 years, $82 million.
Well, I mean, if this is on your highlight reel, yeah, why not? I mean, if that's the way you have your game, go for it. That's what I want to see out of him. All right, so let's give some score predictions. Jesse, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I think I'll say 36-12.
36-12. 4 field goals or 2 touchdowns and 2 missed
4 field
extra
goals.
points. 4
I think
field
our defense
goals.
steps up.
All right,
Keeps
go ahead,
Kamara.
Max. What about
Oh
you?
no, I'm gonna amend that because I have Kamara on my fantasy team. I'll go 13. 13
I mean,
with the Kamara touchdown.
I think it'll be
36.
like 28-10, but it'll be a game where it's 28-3 until garbage time, and then the Saints will eke one out.
Why would you think we're only putting up 28 against this?
Because I think we're just gonna put up 21 in the first half, and then we're just gonna grind out the second half.
I
don't
haven't
see
seen this
some
team
Marcus
grind out
Mariota in
anything.
the game.
All I ever see
I agree
is
with
this
that.
team.
I
Go ahead,
agree with
Scott. What do you got?
I'm going 30-13 is where I'm at. I think we put 30 points up, but it is like Max said, it's going to be we're going to race ahead, kind of like we did with the Titans in the first quarter and into midway into the second quarter. The foot comes off the gas then, and then it's just to prevent almost, just to say, well, yeah, we're done now. I want to see starters coming out of the game in the second half. I don't want to see Brian Robinson even in the third quarter. I'd rather say thanks, just have the rest of the second half off. Even Marcus Mariota, as you said, Jesse, get him in the game if we need to see him. If we're that far ahead.
Well, yeah, if we get to that point, I'd like to, in the second half, just take advantage. He's just begging for it. Besides,
it's kind of.
I think Scott likes that.
I'm a little shocked that Mariota didn't get into that Tennessee game.
You know, when you talk about taking the gas off, all right, here's what I think that the Commanders should do. I don't think they should take the gas off until the fourth quarter. I think that they should get in the habit of kicking the fuck out of teams they should kick the fuck out of. And we're going to go with my favorite fucking score prediction. This is for you, Paul. 42-10. Commanders win. All right, and just for Jesse, we'll give him an Alvin Kamara touchdown so he can have his day. But 42-10, we should whomp this team. And if we rest anybody, it's the fourth quarter. I don't want people getting fucking complacent. I don't want them getting to the point where they think that they should be able to take plays off. This is a team that needs to fucking push forward. Whether or not we end up with the 7 seed, 6 seed, or 5 seed, I don't care. What I want is the proper attitude going into the fucking playoffs. A hungry football team. And a hungry football team doesn't get complacent by saying, oh, well, I'll just sit down in the fourth quarter. If they get taken out of the game because the coach thinks that we're too far ahead, I want them to complain about it. And that's what I say, 42-10. All right, so let's see here. I guess that's the end of the fucking show here.
Can I give some quick general bullshit? Because I just remembered this.
Yes, please, some general bullshit.
So the college football playoff is set. Next weekend is going to be
Go
fun.
Penn State. Go Penn State.
ESPN has made a bracket challenge.
Oh, yeah?
How are you having a bracket challenge with 12 teams? There's going to be a lot of perfect brackets.
I don't know.
Do you have to guess scores? Yeah, how's that going to...
We'd have to go over it.
No, you just pick winners.
Just pick winners. Scott, you could do that.
The tiebreaker is how many points will be scored in the entire playoff.
Oh, wow.
So,
That's an interesting way to do it.
Scott, I might send you the link and see if you can do it.
We are going to try to find a playoff game that we can run.
There's going to
on-
be
for
multiple
all our
people with the
listeners, and
same...
whatnot.
I mean, because millions are going to do this bracket. Okay?
Right. And, I mean, there's only 11 games, so...
For them, they'll give away one prize, and they'll get 50 million new pieces of information that they can sell about these people. And that's what it's all about. So for me, we are going to try to find a playoff game somewhere to branch out to the listeners, not just a fantasy game with 10 of us, 12 of us.
Bile duct cancer.
I don't want to give that to the listeners. Merry
That's
Christmas.
what Randy Moss has.
Yeah, bile duct cancer.
Did I say bowel? Whoops.
No, a bowel duct. That's
I think
what you
I said
call
bowel
That's
earlier.
what you call the entrance to Cowboys Stadium.
Look at this fruitcake, man. God, I want to punch him in the fucking face.
Jesse, that's your Pornhub page, buddy.
It is. Jesse just looks like Saints, guys.
Speaking of that, I had the opportunity to
Wait.
browse Jesse's browsing history.
Why?
Because I did. He gave me the opportunity to go through Jesse's browsing history,
what
and
did we find?
there was the first one was there was a funny meme. Then there was what was a midget getting thrown, which I thought was a bit odd.
Dwarf tossing is an Olympic sport, actually.
There's a video of a man with a petrol pump up his bum. which I did find a bit strange. Something called OnlyPans, which I thought was OnlyFans, but it was actually about cooking. It's about utensils for cooking steaks. And then the fourth one was there was offered for beard grooming. So I don't know, man.
Beard dwarf tossing
beard grooming.
with OnlyPans.
Hey, Kim.
Hey, Kim. She's in Knoxville, Tennessee, celebrating her daughter's graduation as a doctor of physical therapy. I'm giving an Eagles fan hell. Good for you, Kim.
Give
Good
him
job,
hell.
Kim.
Congratulations to your daughter. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. So, hey, man, it's good news all around on the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. We are going to hope that we're going to have good news come Monday when we talk about the football game in full. But tomorrow at 4 p.m. on the Eastern Coast, we'll be back to pick the NFL football games. And if you have any brains in your head, you'll follow what Jesse says and ignore what I say, because I can't gamble for shit. I'm telling you what, I could stand on an open highway in the middle of fucking North Dakota or South Dakota, wherever Scott G lives. I could stand out there and look down this way and see for 50 miles and there's nothing coming. And then look this way and see for 50 miles and nothing coming. And then as soon as I decide to step out, I'll get shit on by a bird. Right, you thought I was going to say something else. All right, so tomorrow we're back at 4 o'clock to pick the games right after the football game on Sunday, after we finish creaming the fucking Saints. Creamed Saints, by the way, a delicious Roman delicacy. I think we will be right back after the football game for a post game with members of the 1 Point Safety Show.
Panthers, your favorites.
The first time in
Favorite
2
of
years.
the Cowboys.
It's the first time in 2 years.
Their
By
favorite of
2
the
points,
Cowboys.
I think.
Yeah. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes, we will. I'll laugh about Dallas with my friend Tom tomorrow. All right, so we'll see y'all tomorrow, and then we'll see you on Sunday right after the game, and then we'll see you on Monday at 5:30 right here on the Bleeding Birdie podcast. Thank you very much. We'll see you later. Good night.
Peace.